Thanks for joining me to color. Today we're going to be working on this adorable Magnolia image called Tilda Enjoying Summer. Isn't she cute with her little hair all flying out there in the back? Love her. I will put a link down in the description box to the card kit and all the supplies I used. I would love for you to come shopping with me. If you have a question, go ahead and leave me a comment and I'll make sure to get back to you. Otherwise, I have already stamped my image on Neenah 80-pound Solar White cardstock with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. So let's color. So let's start out by doing an outline around our girl. For that, we're going to use BG 000, quadruple 0, and the colorless blender. I'm going to start with my BG 000, and I'm going to put that where I want it to have a little bit more shadow. So I'm going to go underneath of her little ponytail here, and I'm going to try to keep my line a little bit smaller. I actually care that it's not going out there 500 feet. And then let's go with this one underneath her little ponytail here, or her braid. And then it's kind of going in here, inside right here next to her face. And then we're going to do down here, underneath of her chin. And then underneath of her hand. And I'm going to do a little bit there on her fanny where her shoe's tucked up. And how about a little bit over here underneath this finger. And some underneath her belly. And then a little dab right here in between her chin right there. Then I'm going to, just like regular, I'm going to take my BG quadruple 0 and I'm going to go all clear around the entire image. So this time I don't care that my line is a little bit fatter. And I like doing it first so that if I touch something I don't want it on, it's a lot easier to erase than it is after you've colored it. And I'll go up here around this great hair. Turn it around this way. And then we're going to go over this way and go over that blue that we put down in between there. And back down to her shoe. Then I'm going to take my colorless blender and I'm going to put it down on top of my girl and I'm going to wipe out past all that blue, and that will soften those all together and blend the edge out a little bit. And this will work best if your colorless blender is full or not dry so that it doesn't drag on the paper. Over here, and we're going to go on this side. And let's see here how that went. So wherever I put the dark blue, I'm going to go over it just a little bit more so that I can blend those two colors together just a little bit more. Let's give her some grass to stand on. For that, we're going to use YG 97, 95, 93, and 91. Now I'm going to take my pen and I'm just going to go start out here and I'm going to bring it across to that grass right there. And I'm going to go underneath of her shoe and then come out this way. And then I'm going to make the line just a little bit bigger. So let's bring it out here. Get a little bit thicker there where her feet are. Then I'm going to add YG 95. So I'm trying to go just along the bottom of the YG 97. And then we'll add YG 93. A little bit more. And then YG 91. Bring it up in here so I can kind of squish those colors all together. And I'm going to go back with my YG97, and I'm going to put this line that was underneath of her shoe back in a little bit and across the top. Then I'm going to grab my YG95 and I'm going to do some grass here. There's already a couple little blades right here by her foot, so I'm going to go over those, this side too. And then I want to add just a little bit more, so let's add some over here. A little bit. And I also have a stamp in the store from Stampin' Bella that will actually put this, you can stamp some grass on there if you're afraid to add a little bit of grass yourself. You can just stamp it right on there and use that. Let's work on our skin next. That we're going to use E21, 00, 000, and for cheeks I'm going to use R20 and 30. So let's go and we'll start here on her hand. So I'm going to go with my E21 first, and I want to do a little dab right next to her sleeve. There's some little bumps there that are going to work out great. You just put a little bit of color right on those bumps. And then we're going to go right around her thumb. And then right around this side, because there's a few little bumps on that side. Then I'm going to go with E00. And I'm going to fill this part in. And then I'm just going to wipe over the entire thing with E000. And for this hand, we're going to go again with E21, and she's got a little bit of her arm showing right here between her hand and her sleeve. And I forgot that the two times I've already colored this girl, I forgot that both times. So we're going to remember to this time. And then over here on her hand, let's go, she's got quite a bit of hand there, so let's give it a little bit more down here on the bottom. And then we'll add E00. I'm going to go ahead and fill the rest of her arm in. E00 up here to her thumb, and then I'm going to wipe across the entire thing with my E000. Then we'll go up here for her face, so again grab your E21. I'm going to do a little dab right in here, and then for her face, let's do up here, there's a little bit of shadow there, and then let's go around her hair. And I'm going to come around the side of her cheek and back over here to her neck. Then I'm going to add E00. So for that, we're going to go right around here. Let's add some on this side. And then I want to flick down just a little bit past this, the E21 I just put down. Then I'll do E000, and we're just going to pull that color a little bit more. I want to go past these little dots on her cheek. Then we'll add some cheek color with R20. And then R30. And then I'm going to go over her face a second time with E00. And this side. And then I want to go over the entire face with E000. And I think I'll pinken up her cheeks a little bit more, so let's go with R20. She's outside. We want her to be rosy. And then R30. And then over that with our E000. For her hair, we're going to use E37, E35, YR24, and YR20. I'm going to start with my E37. Now I'm going to do a little bit coming away. She's got a little part right here. So I'm going to do a little bit coming away from that. And then I want to do a little dab coming down away from these bangs right here. And over on this side. And then let's do a little bit right here where her hair is coming away from her face. And then she's got a little braid is coming around, it's blowing back in the wind, so let's go ahead and do a little dab right here where it's got a little kind of crease. And then I want to do a little dab on each of these little braids. And then let's add a little bit on the bottom of the bangs. And then let's go away from the top of her part on this side. And then we'll go away from her face on this side. And then we want to add a tad bit to every one of these little braids. So let's do a little bit down here where she's got a little ponytail wrapper. And then I'm just going to do a little swirl on each one of these little braids. Then we're going to add E35. So let's go ahead and start over here on this side again. And a little dab up here to your braid. Go across to the other side. And then add a little dab to each one of these little ponytails, or their braids. Then we want to add YR24. Let's start up here. Add a little dab to each one of these sections that still has white. And let's see, add a little bit in here. And then some to each of your little braids. Then we're going to take our YR20 and I'm going to go over her entire hair. And you can leave some white if you want. I just can never get that to look right for me, so I always just fill it in. And let's not forget over here. Then I like to go back with my dark color a second time, so let's go E37 and just add a little bit more of that back in. And let's do a little dab over here on our braids. For her shirt, we're going to use W3 and 00. I'm going to start with my W3, and I'm going to do a little dab right next to her little overalls right here, and down the inside of her shirt. And then I want her to have a little wrinkle here in her cuff. So I'm going to add that, and I'm going to go over here on this side and add a little bit. And then on this side of her shirt, we're going to fill in a little bit on the inside of her shirt. And then she's got some little wrinkles here. So let's do this little wrinkle. And then this little wrinkle. And then right here, she looks like she's got a little bit of a shadow where her shirt is kind of creased. We'll put a little line there. And then I'm just going to go down the inside of her shirt, like so. And then let's go right back up to the top of her overalls there. And then for the top of her sleeve, she's got a couple of little lines right here. So I'm going to exaggerate those. That. And then we're going to take W00, and I'm just going to fill it in. And she's got a little dab of shirt right here showing. And I forgot part of her neck right there. Right here's her neck. So let me grab E00, and we'll fill that in like that. For our shoes, let's use E43, 42, and 41. I'm going to start with my E43 on this back shoe. And I'm going to do just a little dab right next to her pant leg. And then around to her fanny. Then I'm going to go to E42. And then we'll fill it in with our E41. And for this shoe, let's again do E43 first. So she's got a little spot here where her boot kind of turns up, so I'm going to color that. And then I'm going to go underneath of her pants, and down this side. I'm going to brush this out just a little bit. I'm going to use E42. And I'm going to bring this along the bottom there. And then I'm going to go over the entire thing with E41. So for her overalls, let's use R24, 05, 22, 21, and 20. And I'm going to start with my R24 up here at the top on her little straps. So here she's got a little strap right here, and then over here. And then I'm going to use this to go down the side of the strap where you can see it, the sides of it. And I'm going to be really careful because it's pretty small. And then it comes kind of around the bottom down here, like that. Then over here, let's do, let's go around here on her fanny. And then I'm going to exaggerate this line a little bit. Then I'm going to come down, and there's a little crease right here, so let's give that a line. And there's one. And I'm going to come down the back of her pants. And then I'm going to bring this around like so. So for the front, let's do the front of her leg. And then she's got a little wrinkle right here, so I'm going to bring that out. And she's got one right there. And then I want to bring this line over. And let's give her a little bit of color inside of her pocket. and then underneath of this pocket. Then I'm going to add R05. I'm going to add some back here. Right along each of those lines. And I'm going to add a little bit on this side of her leg for this other knee. And then I want to bring this pocket here, where she's got a little bit of shadow right here, and bring that down and around. And then we better add a little bit to the inside of this pocket. Then I'm going to add R22. I'm going to fill in that side of the strap, or the left strap. Go along. Let's do some over here. And we better add a little bit down here on her pant leg. I'm going to fill in this knee. And then let's go around this front pocket. And I'm going to fill in some of this. I'm going to add R21. Finish filling in the cuff. And her overall strap. And then let's go over the entire thing with R20. Like this. So now I'm going to take my R05 and let's see if we can soften some of these lines. Get my paper wet. And then I'm going to add R22. Let's go up here and around this strap a little bit. Then I'm going to add R21. And a little dab up here. And then we're going to go with R20. Just brush over this whole thing. Let's squish all that stuff together. For this front pocket, I'm going to use R22, 21, 20, and 30. I'm going to start with R22, And we're going to do that right along this seam that's there. Then we're going to add R21. And then R20. And then I'm going to go over the whole thing with R30. I'm going to give it a second coat, so let's go R22, R21, R20, and then swipe over it with R30. So for this little button, I'm going to use W3, and I'm just going to fill it in. Nothing too fancy. So there is our adorable Tilda Enjoying Summer, all colored. Didn't she turn out cute? And then again, here's my finished card. So on my finished card, everything is flat except for the sentiment right here. This is popped up. And this sentiment is from the CC Designs 4 Season stamp set. It is not included in your kit. I only stamped this one, but you can purchase it separately from the store. And then it's got this little fence die right here, and I only glued down the bottom. The top is loose, and same for these little cattails. I glued down the bottom, and then all these are popped up. And this is flat, and I tried to just kind of stick it underneath this check sheet here just a little bit. And she's got some white Sharpie paint pen on her cheeks and on both of her little eyes. And the eyes never stamped great for me, so I used my Copic multiliner to color those in, and then I stamped her eyes with the Sharpie on there. And then I also put some, of course, some Spica clear glitter pen in her hair. If you have a question, please leave me a comment and I'll make sure to get back to you. Otherwise, I hope you had fun coloring with me today, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.